Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. I recently was made aware of that Yaqi apparently has come out with a new adjustable razor. So you guys know about the Final Cut, which we have sitting here somewhere. The Final Cut, it's probably hidden somewhere else. Then the whole series of Ultima, the Yaqi Ultima. There's a slant, an open comb, a brass, a normal close comb. So bunch of those, but they have come out with an even different one, which is kind of like down the line of the Merkur Progress. You guys know I do like the Merkur Progress, which is still taken apart here to dry. The Merkur Progress, very vintage design, has been around since the 50s, and I didn't pay attention. So you have to put the top cap on in a certain orientation or things don't fit together. So the Merkur Progress here, one of my all-time favorite adjustables, goes from really mild to fairly aggressive, and it's a very simple design. It's a two-piece, so you have a knob here at the bottom that does all the tightening and all the adjusting, and there's a spring in there and all that. And it's a pretty cool design, and I like the kind of the vintage yellowish plastic handle here at the bottom. So very proven, very popular. I think this is one of the most popular Merkur razors out there because it's also relatively affordable. I think it's in the $70 range for an adjustable. And then we have a very similar one. Here is the Parker variant. The Parker variant I have is a open comb, and that's actually unique to Parker because Merkur, you know, the original, doesn't make an open comb. And I think that's a little bit of Merkur's downfall because they're not innovating. They're just making the same type of razors that they have been making for the last 60 or 70 years. And I mean, we're talking about, you know, here's the Merkur 34C. It's been around for decades. Here's the Merkur 41C. Is an open comb, very old-fashioned design. Love it, but it's been around the block for a few Thursdays. What else do we have? Here's the Merkur Futur, which is a little bit newer, early 2000s, but still, ever since they haven't really innovated. They haven't come out with anything new. And so Parker grabbed the design of the Merkur Progress and turned it into an open comb. And this is also one of my absolute favorites. This thing can go from really mild, very gentle, very pleasant to shave with, to rather aggressive. And so those two here, they have been around. This has, of course, not been around as long as this one. But yeah, the Merkur Progress and the Parker variant, they're already out there. They have already been on the market for a while. People know about it. And now Yaqi, Chinese manufacturer, apparently has come out with an adjustable razor that's kind of like the same design as the Progress or the Parker variant. Someone in the comment section mentioned that. Unfortunately, I forgot the name, but you know who you are. I thank you. So what I did, I reached out to my contact at Yaqi, Grace is her name, and asked her about it. And she said, yeah, package is on the way. So I got a package, has 3 boxes in it. So 3 razors, this here, and this here, and this here. We're not going to talk about the other 2. We're going to talk about those other 2 in upcoming videos. And one of them is going to be part of a relatively big giveaway. We just passed 1,500 subscribers. And if you want to participate in this giveaway of this little razor, whatever is in here, or maybe it's this box, I don't remember exactly. One of the 2 boxes is going to be part of a giveaway, plus other things. And if you want to participate in that, make sure you subscribe today so that you will not miss the giveaway video. So now we're going to get to the point of the Progress inspired, Merkur Progress inspired Yaqi razor that they supposedly have come out with. I don't even know what Yaqi calls it. You know, a lot of those other razors, they have like the Ultima, there is the Bohemia 316, which we may or may not have for review in the future, hint hint. Their Final Cut, so they have names for their razors and their products, but the one that is inspired by the Merkur Progress, I don't know the name for. So here's a box. This is how it's delivered in a little foam. Unfortunately, they don't write anything on the box. They don't say, okay, this is this razor. And here it is. It's a short, stubby little protective film over the polished If I could get it off, that would be good. A little protective film over the razor head, the nicely polished stainless steel razor head. Oh my goodness, this stuff is really hard to take off. Recently we did the Rex Sentry, also had the same type of plastic film over it, which was not quite as hard to peel off. Oh my goodness. Guys, I need a tool or something, a scraper. There we go. We're getting somewhere. Man, that stuff sticks. And they rolled it over the edges of the razor head, yeah? So it's really tough to peel off. And we're still not done. Yeah, so they came out with this razor, which is heavily inspired by either the Parker variant, and the Parker variant is not just available as an open comb. They also have a closed comb. I'm not sure if they have a slant razor version of the Parker variant. I'm not sure right now. Maybe you guys know. Put it down in the comment section. So this here, let's put the original next to it. Length fairly similar. This one here is zinc alloy, and if I'm not completely mistaken, the handle is brass. Hard to tell because it's chrome plated, and I'm not going to take a file to it to find out if there's brass underneath. Doesn't matter, but they use brass and zinc and plastic. And here this Yaqi version is entirely made out of 316L stainless steel, which is marine grade stainless steel. You can drop it to the bottom of an ocean for 10 years and you will still find it. If you do this with this, it's going to be completely gone. Inferior metals. Another mistake that Merkur is making is they are not really producing any fancy material razors. All of their razors that they make, at least as far as I'm aware, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, primarily use zinc alloy and brass. And they have a really nice catalog of long handle, short handle, open comb, closed comb, slant, all that, but they're just not making any fancy versions of those. They easily could. I bet they have the capabilities to do it, but they just don't. So the progress here, some aftermarket manufacturer was actually making adjustment knobs out of stainless steel or out of brass that you could swap out, take the plastic one out and put a fancy one in there. But Merkur themselves, they just, I don't know if they, I think they're resting on their laurels a little bit and they're not innovating. And I think they should come out with an open comb and they should come out with a progress made out of stainless steel. Actually here my Futur, this is the fully chrome plated, oh it's kind of dusty here, sorry. Chrome plated, they also have this bead blasted finish looking thing. It's also zinc alloy and brass. So again, no fancy material version, titanium or stainless steel. And so Yaqi, you know, you take it whatever way you like it. Some people don't like, you know, cloning or copying, but they are machining this razor. I mean, you can definitely see that those two razors are very similar in design, right? The only thing that this one doesn't have is the scallops here on the closed comb. The handle is a little different. You know, it has those flutes here. This one also, but just designed differently. And then obviously the handle here, the bottom is different. Merkur has their company logo. Which way here? That's Mercury on there, and Yaqi doesn't have anything on there. But yeah, so this is literally a progress clone made out of stainless steel. It's also a two-piece CNC machine. Here you can see a little bit of the machining. I don't know if you guys can identify this. They have laser engraved the brand name down here. Very, very good. Very good. I don't see any serial numbers. There is also, again, a alignment mark. Or is there? There's no. So the Merkur, let's look at the original one more time. The original has on one side alignment marks, so top and bottom, they have to line up or else your adjuster here doesn't start at 1. If you put this in reverse, then the numbers are not going to line up. But here on the Yaqi, that doesn't seem to be the case. So this is, yeah, here it starts at 4. And I bet you if I take this loose and swap this around, just 180 degree, and then tighten it up again, we are at 1. So they forgot the alignment mark. So Yaqi, if you're watching this, if this is a pre-production model, you might want to rectify this and engrave a little line in here into 2 pieces so that people know how to put it in so that the initial adjustment down here is 1. Easily people can figure this kind of stuff out, right? All right, so this is what we're going to use today. The Yaqi, which I don't know the name of yet. I emailed Grace to ask her about the name. She hasn't gotten back to me yet, but as soon as I find out, I will maybe annotate it here somewhere on the screen or let you know in the comment section. All right, look at that. Very nicely machined, looks really nice. And we're going to grab a one-time used Wilkinson sword blade. Used once is just as good as brand new in my mind. Most of the blades actually get better after the first shave. So I don't know if I got it on here now the correct direction or the wrong direction. We'll see here. Oh, now it starts at 2 with a blade in it. It's now at 2. Let's take it loose one more time. And let's just turn it around 180 degree and see what it does now. So maybe there is still something that Yaqi has to figure out. Now it's at 4.5, so definitely the other way around was a little better. But yeah, the alignment of the adjuster is not quite 100%. On the Merkur Futur, correction, the Progress, if you put a blade in, you actually start at number 1. So they just have to make sure they get this right, I would say. So we have a Wilkinson sword blade. What else are we going to use? We're going to use my Santorini, if I can find here's the aftershave. My Santorini shaving cream and aftershave splash by Ariana and Evans. This I bought when we did the Lambda razor reviews because I wanted something in the Greek style. So this is Pedro Fiasco Santorini. Very nicely, mildly scented soap. It's just a clean smell. The ingredient list printed here on the side, I don't see anything that stands out as toxic. So that's always good when I find products that have easily identifiable ingredients and nothing that's going to give you skin cancer 10 years down the road. Yeah, just a very nice clean scent. And the aftershave here, also just a very clean, fresh. I like fresh stuff. My wife likes fresh stuff, so she will be really happy when I use this, because it's not as powdery as some other stuff is. So we're gonna just scoop out a little bit with my little special spoon here. Just take a little bit out, and then we can put the container away right away. And we're gonna use my timeless shave bowl. This has really become my go-to because the design with those ribs there at the bottom, they just really help with the lathering. So I just smear the soap to the bottom and it sticks there nicely, and the soap, the ribs help the soap to get agitated. And then I actually used my little pre-soak cup here today, VW Buzz, with a Yaqi number 24. It's a badger brush, and this one was the one that had the massive stink to it, where we even did the anti-stink treatment from PAA. But over the time that I have been using it now with actual shave soap, the stink has gone away and we don't need to worry about it anymore. I've had it sitting here pre-soaking for a little while. You want to do that with natural bristle brushes. So if you don't use a synthetic brush, a badger or a boar brush, you definitely want to pre-soak. That makes the bristles softer and they absorb some water. And then ultimately you're going to have more success with your lathering. So I'll just squeeze out all the water, and then we're going to go right in here. And the badgers, since they have relatively firm bristles, they usually lend themselves to being really good latherers. If that's a word, is that a word? Anyways, let's pause this here for a second. I forgot to put my pre-shave on, and I want to use the Italian Prep, which is a kind of a universal treatment. You can use this stuff for sore feet, for mosquito bites, for sunburn, for pre-shave, for any kind of ailments. So this is kind of the universal stuff that you can use. It's relatively firm in consistency, and you can use it as a pre-shave. And it's been around for a long, long while. Not 100%. Oh, since 1860. So this is one of those you know, cure all. If you have a skin rash, just put prep on it. If you have a mosquito bite, just put prep on it. And it works as a pre-shave, makes the stubbles a little softer. And there we go. And now we can continue with our bowl lather here. Let's add some water to it. The handle of this Yaqi 24, I'm pretty sure the brush has a name, but I've missed to look that up beforehand. But someone will probably know and post it down in the comment section. So this was in the Yaqi package a little while ago. They have sent me stuff before for review. So these products, the 3 packages here next to me, which includes the Yaqi Progress, let's call it, they are free of charge, free for me to keep. And like I said, we're going to get to the other 2 and what we're going to do with those in a future video. So like I said, if you don't want to miss giveaways and such, make sure you subscribe, pay attention to what's going on here on Heiko Shaves, and I appreciate it. Ariana and Evans, also a small outfit. They been around for a while. They are pretty well known in the shaving community. If you haven't tried any of their products, just go down in the description. I'll put a link to their webpage. All right, look at this now. And now we're going to go right into my face. Lightly scented, the Santorini Pedro Fiasco. Yeah, my Badger, the Yaqi Badger brush, has no more stink to it. Very nice. It has turned into a very nice and fluffy shave brush. It lathers really well, as you can see. Just recently I watched a shave video by Ohio Shaves, and he does this here. He squeezes out the lather out of his brush and then he applies it from his hand. And I think I'm gonna make this part of my procedure here as well, because you don't waste as much lather. It just, you know, it's easier to get it out of the brush that way and onto your face, and obviously also onto your t-shirt if you don't pay attention. Very nice. And wash the rest of my hand and then get the blob here off my t-shirt. Very good. And now we're going to grab the Yaqi Progress. We're going to start at the lowest setting. I just want to see where it starts. Blade alignment looks great. This might be very mild or almost to the point that we are not going to experience any shaving action. So let's do it. Oh no, I take that back, it shaves. There's shaving action, there's noise. All right, let's crank it up a little bit. Started out with 1 or lowest setting just to see where we're at, and we're gonna go up 1 complete step. And I'm bleeding again at the same spot as before. I still have this little owie up there, and it's just not healing. Very good. Oh my goodness, this is great. Look, I'm going against the grain on my first pass, down here on my neck, with absolutely no problems. The Progress design has those large gutters where the lather and the stubbles can go into, so clogging in those razors is usually not a problem. If you have a soap or a cream that's very creamy and thick, you might get that stuck in there, but there's so much opening that if you put that in water and shake it around, it will for sure rinse out. Let's do some zooming for you guys so you can see a little bit more of the action here. So this is setting number 2. Like I said, the numbers do not line up currently with a blade. In the razor, it starts at a setting 2 roughly. So now we're at 4, which in reality would only be 3. So now I'm going up another step. Combine it with a sharp blade. Don't be afraid to try to use a feather blade. I have noticed if you have a really mild razor and you combine that with a feather blade, it actually makes for a great combo because you have a very mild but still efficient package afterwards. The sharp blade just helps you keep tugging to a minimum. It slices right through. It doesn't pull on your stubbles. I think I just nicked myself right there. But that was user error. I was going too fast. So we're at setting 3 out of 5. And I think I'm going to go down a step. So we're at setting 2 out of 5. Since it's a close comb straight and not slanted razor, it's very easy to do detailed, straight lines at your sideburns and whatnot. Yeah, now I really got myself here a little bit, but it's okay. I'm going to survive, I'm pretty sure. So let's wipe this down and lather up again. Very good. So yeah, when you have a sharp implement in your hand, like a razor, just be careful. Don't cut yourself. Keep the pressure down. Keep the speed down. You know what? I'm going to use my alum block here real quick to make this stop bleeding. Burns. Whew. Whew. I might sneeze here once or twice because it's right next to my nose. Whew. Alrighty, here we go. So second pass we're going to do across the grain, and from what I can see and feel and making progress shaving here, we might only have to do 2 passes to get a decent result out of it. So what happened was I just whacked myself with the razor. I was moving too fast. And the blade, since it's setting 3, you have a little bit of blade exposure. Just touch down on the skin. You guys already know I am getting faster and faster. You still got to respect the sharp implement in your hand and take it easy. We're not here at the speed shaving competition. All right, let's check. Very good, very good. Very good. I'm still bleeding even though I already used my alum block. It's still burning there a little bit, which makes my nose tingle. But results very good. And as we started out at the lowest setting, which unfortunately gets indicated as a number 2, I don't know if you guys can see. This razor is fairly mild. It's very, very agreeable and nicely rounded off too. So the edges here, they're not radius necessarily, but they're not sharp edged. Blade tabs are covered, so nothing hanging out. There is unfortunately a significant space between the outer edge of the razor head and the edge of the cutting or the blade. So there is a little bit of some, you know, space between, which, you know, some people go under the nose this direction, which I usually do. And so you will have a little bit of some dead space that's not cutting. But other than that, I gotta say, this thing is a pleasure to hold in my hand. I don't feel like it's super slippery. I'm usually a fan of some sort of knurling. So especially here, I still have the Sentry sitting here. This is masterpiece of knurling. It's not harsh, it doesn't feel rough, but it has enough grip to really hold onto it. And this one here is rather, you know, like a Greek or a Roman column. Alrighty guys, let's rinse off before we keep talking and I keep bleeding here in your face. Very nice. Soap is mild. Only 2 injuries are still this spot here that I keep cutting open every time I shave. I really need to stop doing that. I'm still going to dip my alum block into some water here real quick. And let's do the same here. Stop bleeding. And then you for sure want to rinse off your alum block too. Don't leave blood on your alum block. All right, so rinsed off nice. Applied a little bit of alum on the 2 spots that I have here. I think the rest here, maybe there's a little nick, but that's perfectly fine. And now we're going to apply. Oh, this is really doesn't want to come out of the bottle here, huh? Ariana and Evans Santorini aftershave over top of it. Yeah, nice and fresh. A little powdery. Not too bad. Alcohol based obviously will give you a little bit of burn if you have some irritation. Besides my injuries that I caused by myself because I wasn't careful enough, skin is pretty happy. And then as you guys know, I always use this glycolid as a post-treatment for my dry skin. It's a glycerin based cream. They call it a Haut Balsam, which is a balsam, or yeah, it's a cream. It's a cream, and skin's really happy. All right, so let's talk about this beautiful beast here a little bit more. So as I said, starts out very mildly, which I really appreciate. I like an adjustable razor that's truly starting out mild. There are some adjustable razors that are so mild that in the first 2 settings, in 1 or 2, they don't really shave at all, which unfortunately is the Rockwell T2. Someone just recently asked me to do a comparison between the T2 and the Rockwell 6S or 6C, I think. We'll see if we're going to get to that. But here in this case, it's a shaving razor right out of the gate. It's nice and mild. It's very well made. It's made out of stainless steel that neither Parker nor Merkur make here in this original variation. Oops, plastic. The stuff we just peeled off. They are fairly similar. Let's just weigh them real quick. The Merkur without a blade is 92.13 gram. And the Yaqi with a blade is 113. So it's a little heftier than the original Merkur Progress. So let's put that away. Stainless steel, fully polished. Everything is polished on this thing. Nicely knurled here on the handle down there. And I hope they can get the alignment corrected so that it lines up with the number 1 when there is a blade in there. And like I said, I already tried turning it around 180 degrees. If I do that one more time, just for the doubters among you, tighten it up again. And this time we're sitting at a 4.5, which definitely doesn't help. So they definitely need to, it looks like this ring with the numbers on it is actually an extra piece. So I hope they can maybe adjust that somehow. Turn that a little further. But other than the misalignment with the numbers, which we can all do some math, we can figure out that if it starts at a number 2, that's actually a number 1, and so on. We can all figure this out, but of course we all want it to be perfect, right? So if I have no blade, the alignment mark is a number 1, which, you know, just gets skewed by the fact that the blade is 0.1 of a millimeter thick. But other than that, this thing is really nicely made, fits together like a glove, functions as advertised, alignment of the blade and everything, all the gaps align with each other, the top and the bottom piece, they interface really nicely, the blade fits in there perfectly, and it shaves really nicely. You just got to respect the sharp blade when you're at a little bit higher level or higher setting. And so, yeah, this is the first look at this brand new Yaqi made adjustable. I've looked on AliExpress. It is not for sale yet, but as soon as they list it on AliExpress, I will post a link in the community section so you guys are made aware of it. I will give some feedback quick to Grace that works for Yaqi, and maybe they can figure this out with the alignment down there. Maybe they have to call it a version 1.1 or a version 2 or a version Heiko, because I told them about it. I have not seen any reviews about this yet. I've not found much about it on the internet yet. I think there are a few people that have already gotten one. We'll see what happens. But overall, I don't even know what it costs. I would guess probably 120, 130 bucks, just like the Ultima stainless steel or the Ultima slant or the Ultima open comb. Fully stainless steel. This is definitely a thing you can leave for your kids and grandkids. Made in China, but that's what it is. I really like it. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. I like the heft of it. The length is perfect for my shaving style. And I hope you guys like it too. So first look at this beautiful thing. And like I said, there are 2 more boxes. One is going to be part of a giveaway and the other one is going to be a shave, obviously. If you want to participate in those giveaways that are going to be coming up soon, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.